Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Somos Mas, the official podcast of Somos Mas NM, and your source for the latest news and notes on New Mexico United and the New Mexico Runners. My name, of course, is Seth Bidoff. Joining me so far this evening, we have the one, the only Earl Nieto. Earl, how you doing this evening?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. And you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
You okay, Earl? Did someone touch you? Are you okay?
No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm actually getting over a little sickness. Walking in the rain was not really good for my health. Damn it, fucking Jacob. But other than that, my mom got out of the hospital today, so that's good news. And United won on Saturday, so that's more good news. And now if I can get past this little fucking bug that I got going on, I'd be just dandy.
Right. Well, first of all, congratulations. Happy for your mom. I know that I picked you up on Saturday on the way down to the stadium, and you had been at the hospital visiting her. So congratulations. Glad that she's out and she's doing well.
Yeah, she they gave her a whole bunch of new meds and a whole bunch of everything, so she should be fine. She is 75, and I don't think death could kill her if it wanted to.
All right. Well, we will continue to think about Earl's mom. I hope she continues to get better. Yeah, and to you not feeling well, I think there is something going around. Maybe it was the weather last week because the weather just was all over the place. Went from 80 plus the weekend before to maybe upper 60s, low 70s, and then it rained and rained and rained. So yeah, completely understandable. But glad you're feeling well. Glad you and Jacob both made it home Saturday evening after the match. Quite a downpour that came down after the fireworks show.
Yeah, so I was actually okay with that downpour, especially here in Moriarty.
Mm-hmm.
So I was driving into Moriarty. I was about 5 minutes out of Moriarty, and I realized, shit, I forgot my flag in Jacob's car. So I called him, hey man, hopefully he's in Moriarty somewhere or getting close to Moriarty. And he was like, actually, I stopped at the Subway to eat. I was like, cool, well, I'll meet you there. At that very moment, my wife texted me if I was willing to stop at Moriarty and pick up Subway. So I did. And then ordered my 2 sandwiches and my 6 cookies. And then the power went out after they made the sandwiches. So the guy just slid me the sandwiches very nonchalantly, and I got free sandwiches and cookies from Subway that night.
Free food is always a good thing.
Yeah, I can't complain, especially when the bill's like $26.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And then talking about the power went out here too for a while Saturday night, which was really odd. It doesn't happen all that often, but yeah, I was sitting here working on something, everything just shut down. And I'm all for silence, but that's when the power goes out, it's one of those things where you're so used to ambient noise. Like the boys have an air purifier over in their room, or there's something playing in the background. That silence is just so strange.
Yeah, I don't like silence.
Jacob, glad you could join us. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, I'm doing terrible, but thank you.
Oh,
you sound about as terrible as I do. It must have been that fucking walk.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was. I woke up Sunday fucking feeling like shit.
Oh, yeah. I felt horrible the past couple days.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about how I sounded at the end of last week. So, yeah, it's something in the air. Something's going around. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure my allergies just like played fucking games with my head all last week. Like, it was miserable. So, but Earl, you hit the nail on the head. United did pick up a win on Saturday evening, cap off 7 out of a possible 9 points in the past calendar week, which was, I think, unexpected from a lot of us. Aaron Reeder over in the chat. Aaron, glad to see you with us. Yeah, I'm sick too. Full on lost my voice. Hey, man, we get it.
Yeah,
Aaron, you're back.
I didn't have a voice at all yesterday, so I know exactly where you're at.
This is the worst my voice has sounded. It wasn't bad until
it will get worse
today. Good times. Well, if you said you felt bad Sunday, I felt bad Sunday too. Why am I not over it already like you seem to be?
Because you didn't take medicine. That and I I had corn.
Corn.
Yeah, I had corn.
For me, I really like cold.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold. A good enough. It has the juice.
Yeah, you know, I know that song is like taking over, but like if you change corn to porn, the lyrics just kind of make sense too.
Yeah, but before we do that,
Robert, yes, it is a McBoo bucket in the background. I made a field trip today on my lunch break, so picked up a McBoo bucket, and
Did you just call going to McDonald's a field trip?
I did.
What kind of world are we living in right now?
it's okay. Robert got his entry music, so we're good.
Yeah.
There we
He
go.
also has the hashtag Team Earl on there.
There you
Yeah.
go. So, Robert, glad to have you. Aaron, glad to have you guys both with us this evening as we talk about the playoffs. That's right. We said playoffs. The
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Let's see. Except this time we can say it and mean it. Like we are in the playoffs because you know what? Guess who's not in?
Oh, where do I start? FEP. Start with FEP.
Amen. There you go.
I've been telling you guys all year, El Paso and Phoenix weren't gonna make it, and we were. You guys were like, "No, calm down, we suck." And I was like, "No, we're fine." You guys were like, "No, we're terrible. We're never gonna make it. We're the worst."
Keep up your attitude. I fucking dare you.
I'm fairly certain we're gonna go back and roll some tape on this, and we will hear otherwise.
I'm fairly certain if Jacobs keeps up this bullshit today.
You won't hear otherwise from me. I know you won't hear otherwise from me.
Jesus.
I didn't hear it
I will
because
send
I was
you
talking
to
over.
Jesus.
I'm still not hearing it because I'm talking over it. What's that?
I will send you
Oh,
to
okay. I think I heard it that time. You were telling me good job. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I do want to point. I do believe I was fairly on point with my point total prediction for the year as to where we needed to be.
No, that you said that halfway through the season, over halfway through the season. Don't act like you predicted it back in fucking March, okay?
Well, no, not in March, but still, if I could did that halfway through the season, you know, when we're looking at this final stretch of 15 games, whatever it was.
And we didn't need to be at 51.
Well, no, but I was pretty dead on as to where I felt we were going to be. And honestly, coming into last week, I don't know that any of us were 100% confident that we would pick up 7 out of 9 points. Jacob's just sick.
Yeah, Aaron, I don't feel good. I'm hopped up on medicine, so strap in, boys. Strap in. Now, I might not be here for the full show, but I'm gonna get my money's worth.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, we talked about we talked about Los Dos last week. We talked about San Diego. Saturday night, Colorado Springs Switchbacks came to town. Regular season finale for both clubs. Basically, going into this, we knew that if United won, they would put themselves in a position to where they could potentially host a playoff match. And we spent most of the night basically looking at other scores, trying to keep track of what was going on.
Well, you did.
yeah. I did. And I was texting you guys updates, and it did not take long.
Me and Jacob spent half of the night picking on a goalkeeper.
No,
Yes.
we didn't do shit to him. He was picking
Or
on us.
Living
It was
rent
hilarious.
free. We're living
We'll
rent free. this
we'll
year.
get to that. Earl, I hope you grabbed a screenshot of that because I would love to show that. So we found out rather quickly after 8:00 because really the only other match that was of any significance to us at that point was Sacramento San Diego. We found about 8:10 that United was not going to get the home match because
8-17.
close enough. I mean, Sacramento scores 3 goals in the opening 15 minutes of the game. 17 minutes, thank you. And San Diego just absolutely shit the bed on Saturday night. And so from that point on, we were kind of looking at, okay, we
Well,
knew
I
it was
mean,
gonna,
they didn't really have anything to play for, so
well, no, they didn't, but they still put out a significant lineup. It wasn't like they played their second team.
well, no, they did play their second team. The problem is their second team is actually a really good team. It just wasn't good Saturday night.
Harry, glad to have you, bud. Hope you're doing well. This evening.
Harry,
But
You know how
yeah,
you know Harry's team Jacob?
because he said Jacob.
No,
Team
because we
Jacob
start
in
at
the house.
9:00.
Oh, and he was late. Perfect.
um,
That was actually a really good joke, Earl. I appreciated that.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, United came out. We looked good on Saturday evening. We really did. From open to close of that match, we looked strong. Some big moments of the match. Christian Nava finally gets his first goal at home. The return of Christian Nava scores at the south end, right in front of the curse. Fantastic celebration. Then that stadium got fucking loud. Jacob, you unmuted. I felt like you were gonna say something there.
No, not yet.
No. Okay. Brucey gets a goal too.
Oh wait. Yeah, you didn't mention it. I thought you were coming up with it, so it was during the Magic Minute.
Yes, it was. I was coming to that. We did some research to find out whether or not that, because there's some question as to whether or not that was the first goal in the Magic Minute, and we had to go all the way back to season 1. Santi Mar did it with 19:14 on the clock against RSL. So
We almost had another one this year.
we've come close. Yeah.
Kiesewetter scored about 20 seconds after it ended.
Yeah,
in a
we've
match
come
earlier this
awful
season.
close a number of times, but fantastic to see Christian Nava back on the match. He looked really good. Considering
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you fucking high?
No, dude, don't. I was waiting for a good opportunity for that. I wasn't just gonna interrupt Seth with it. I wanted Seth to say something or you to say something stupid, and then I was gonna scream it like he did. You didn't do it justice. I'm sorry, Earl.
Well, I'll just send it up. Send it up for you.
Okay, I appreciate.
I
it.
also found that part on video, so
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
we're not going to stay on track here, are we?
Did you
Not
not
a
hear
chance.
that I'm sick and on meds? I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
All right, so
I cannot control Earl. I'm
there
sorry.
you go. But yeah, I mean, Nava looked really, really great. I think it was really good to see him come back. Before we get to the not Evan Newton, the goalkeeper's name,
Jeff Caldwell.
Jeff Caldwell. Before we get to Caldwell, what did you guys think of Nava in his return? I mean, obviously he went out with a pretty significant leg injury several months ago. Finally makes his return. Earl, what did you think about Christian's performance?
yeah, I don't remember.
Harry, you want to come on the show? You might have an opinion.
I'm just kidding. If Harry wants to come on the show, absolutely. No, I thought he did good. I mean, considering the fact that it was his first game back in about 2.5 months, I was impressed with how he played. He looked in really good shape. The fact that he stayed calm when he scored his goal to put that goal away. I mean, yeah, Nava's good. That's the thing. And the fact that he scored his actual first goal at the lab during the Magic Minute, I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about that. It may have been the club or someone else, but maybe the club retweeted it. Said, it gave off vibes of Dev's first goal, or Frater's goal, that late equalizer, or some of the B's goals, things like that. And like it was phenomenal. Hearing the reaction to Nava getting his first at the lab.
I did put a reel because I actually caught it on video. So I put a reel up on Facebook. And in like 12.5 minutes, there was over 100 views.
I don't doubt it.
I'm not going to shut on Nav at all because he played incredible. But what the fuck was Caldwell doing on that goal? He literally jumped out of the way of the ball.
Nava's? No, he came off his line.
Yeah, no, he comes up and then the ball bounces at Nava's feet and he literally jumps to the side and the ball goes right where he was standing. And then Nava one touches it past the defender and makes the defender look silly. And then he kicks it in the goal.
I got no answer for what Caldwell did at all that night.
I think he might have been fucking high.
Going back and looking at it, he comes off his line. The ball comes over the top. A beautiful delivery from Kalen, right? I had to go back and see who did Kalen that sent that ball over the top. And with where that ball came down, and looking at Christian, his size compared to those defenders and to Caldwell, the way that he brought that ball down, managed to maintain enough physicality and balance to stay on his feet and pull that ball down. And I think maybe Caldwell expected it to come off and go to the right side of the goal, like off of maybe Nava's feet or chest or something, or maybe he felt like his defender was going to get up there and get ahead to it. How that didn't happen, I don't know. But it was a really well done, really really great opportunity for Nava, and just the way he the composure, like you said, Earl, like that's something you don't see a lot of kids do.
Aaron says it's the goal of the year, and foreshadowing a little bit for something in the future, Aaron. Next couple of days, keep an eye out on our social media. Might have something for you there. I also haven't told the guys about it either, so all of you keep an eye out on our social media.
I have no idea what he's talking about. But yeah, Brucey and Nava both they're both guys that we've seen show no fear taking on guys that are bigger than them, and we feel like at times
Brucey's goal was an example of that too.
Yeah, we were going to get to that there, which is something we've kind of put a little bit under the radar as far as Nava goes, especially because we felt like against Birmingham, he wasn't having success against guys who were bigger than him.
But he wasn't scared even then.
Well,
he just got bodied.
Right. What do you think was different about this? Like, what do you think was it something that he was doing? Was it them underestimating him? Like,
I don't think Colorado Springs is as big of a team as Birmingham.
No, I don't think they are either.
I think Birmingham had seen him play the last 2 or 3 or 4 matches and saw what he was doing really well and kind of made it a point to be physical with him. And I think with this one, with him being out for so long, Colorado Springs either forgot or wasn't expecting him to be in the lineup, or just didn't have the bodies to throw at him like Birmingham did.
Maybe that could easily be it. I mean, I guess it's more, even though, and I agree with you, I don't think Colorado has the same size that Birmingham does. But I mean, Nava is not a big kid. He's what, like 5'4", 5'5", maybe?
Yeah.
And those defenders for Colorado are not small guys.
No, they're not. But Colorado's also, like I say, smaller. And I do mean physically smaller in an extent.
Right.
But they don't play as big either. They are a technical, fast team. They're not we're going to come in and we're going to beat you up for 90 minutes. Good luck. We're going to outrun you for 90 minutes and good luck keeping up with us. So that their mindset of how they play is completely different than a team like Birmingham. And so I think when you factor that in, along with the fact, like I said, I mean, Birmingham had tape on him from the week before and the week before and the week before. Colorado has that tape, but I don't know how much they were actually focusing on him when he hadn't played for 2 months. And we know how stingy USL is with their injury information.
Yeah, honestly, I think you do have a point there, not knowing whether or not he was going to be available. I mean, we kind of knew based off what Zach said Wednesday night that they were going to reevaluate him. So we've kind of known for a couple of weeks that he was like getting closer and closer to being back. So looking at that, and then obviously the David leak on Friday, saying that he would be available for selection. Like, yeah, David put down was it Saturday? Okay, Saturday. I don't think we were surprised by the fact that he was going to be included. I was kind of surprised that Nico wasn't available, but to see Nava being available and having that opportunity, I don't think with him being available last home match of the season that they were going to pass that up. I don't think there was any chance that he did not get the start. You're muted.
Unless he was still not fully fit.
Right.
If he was good, but he couldn't give you 60 minutes, then for sure he's going to come in off the bench. But no, he played very well. The whole team, I mean, played really well.
Yeah, they did. And, we've been Brucey's goal. Let's talk about Brucey's goal here real quick too, while we're talking about it. I mean, Brucey's a guy, again, we haven't seen a whole lot of Brucey over the past month and a half, almost 2 months. I'm assuming that's almost kind of by design and or you know, with the run that Harry was having, I guess just super hard to get Brucey in there. And you know, Daniel Bruce of all people, like you don't expect him to be the one in the box at the spot, expecting, looking for someone to send the ball into him. And there were a couple of opportunities that he was in there. He was the guy that they were looking for. And then they're on his goal, Justin Portillo. Brucey was just left all alone there for just enough time for Justin to get the ball to him. And Brucey stayed on his feet as long as he did, and then just whip out his left foot and just smack that ball. Like, it was incredible to watch.
I think it was Seymour that passed it to him, actually.
But, yeah, it was, yeah.
But he wasn't alone when the ball got to him. He had a defender on his back.
Yeah.
And he was able to control it at his feet, turn the defender somehow, and then the ball kind of gets away from him, but it falls perfectly for him to just thrash that left foot at it. And that's another one Caldwell, I feel, could have maybe at least stuck a hand out that direction. But it had so much pepper on it, and it was from so close that I don't think anybody's stopping that necessarily.
Earl, so we've already heard about Nava. There was some, all right. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but there was apparently a leak on FootMob that had our supposed starting lineup out like 6 hours early. Now, we know that that's not typically what happens. And the starting 11 was somewhat different than what was being reported on FootMob. And I had seen one early that ended up not being 100% accurate as well. After getting to the stadium, I was a little bit concerned, and I know there was some concern in our group chat about the two CDMs. How do you feel, Earl, about the inclusion of Brucey Saturday night, and then the play of the two CDMs?
I mean, I will forever be against two CDMs. Forever. I don't care if we win 5-0. Gonna forever be against it. Am I happy we won? Yeah, absolutely, because yeah, we won. But it was very obvious that one of those CDMs has a tendency to kill any kind of attacking motion that we have and just send it backwards. And that CDM
just come out and say it, Earl. Just come out and say Sam Hamilton is the new Juan Pablo Guzman. Just say it. I know you want to. Just spit the words out. It'll lift a weight off of your shoulders.
No, I don't think Sam Hamilton is Juan Pablo Guzman. I don't, and I will never think that. But yeah, so I mean, Sam kills the attacking play and sends it backwards. I don't know why, whatever the case may be, but yeah, I can't really complain about the lineup. And then to address your FOTMob thing. So I did see that, but the way FOTMob does it is a projected lineup. Like, it's not ever the actual lineup. It's always projected lineup until like the very minute till kickoff. Then they put the lineup in.
All right. Yeah, it was people were talking about it over on the New Mexico United subreddit, saying that it is already out already. And yeah, it wasn't accurate, and so yeah, like I said, even seeing what I did in the box, like and I know that a lot of our guys had played 60 to 90 minutes both Sunday and Wednesday, so I was kind of concerned with the two CDMs. I wasn't sold on the lineup going into it. I felt like there were some positives and there were some things that we could do. And there was some opinion in the press box that had we gone into that match with that lineup and not picked up at least a point, that it would have been the most short-sighted team sheet of the year. Do you think, Jacob, we'll go to you on this one. Do you think the reaction would have been similar to that had we not picked up at least a point with that team sheet?
No. I think that it obviously wasn't our A lineup, but if you follow this club, you kind of know, like I was mentioning with San Diego, we have probably 20 guys, 18 guys that if they're in the lineup, I don't worry about it. Like
Because they can all play forward.
yeah, exactly.
Except
And
one.
so I did really like the lineup when I saw it. Honestly, I'm gonna ignore that arrow. I think that it was good to get Brucey and Nava out there going into the playoffs. The back line was solid. Hated to see Sheed go down again.
Mhm.
Just that guy, man. He's had the worst injury luck for 4 years now, basically, and I I wish he would just be able to stay healthy. So hopefully it was something minor. He's available at least as a sub on Saturday, and we can go from there. But I think if we didn't get a point out of it, it would have been because we were outplayed by a Colorado Springs team that I have said I'm not nearly as worried about them as I was when they had Haji Berry. But we've talked about it. They still have some dangerous people up top. Haji Berry doesn't play a back line, so their defense, while it has been absolutely atrocious this year, they had their A+ lineup back there, and so it wouldn't have been crazy to me come out of there with a loss. Would have been happy about it, obviously, but I don't think it was would be short-sighted. If we'd lost, we'd have ended up playing Colorado Springs in Colorado Springs. I'm not whoop-de-doo. Colorado Springs, San Diego, Sacramento, it's they're all solid teams that I wouldn't be afraid to go up against. Wouldn't necessarily like to go up against them sometimes, especially on the road, but we've proven against majority of them that we can play them pretty solidly.
So Aaron, your comment there just a few minutes ago about Mike Azira playing a little bit higher. That's something that I've noticed in recent matches where he's played. We do see him pushing up quite a bit. There is a heat map over on USLchampionship.com. Hang on. I'm going to, let me see if I can share this here real quick. I hate this. I need a second screen. That's what I need. I need a second screen.
I'll talk about United while Seth figures this out, so we don't have to hear him ramble about technical stuff, because that's always good audio content, right?
Or we can hear him ramble about how the
Don't. I will remove you and not bring you back. That's what I thought. Guys, basketball started today. I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't think either of you care, but
Yeah, it's basketball. I'll pay attention in February.
No, I always get excited now, and then Christmas time or Christmas Day, and then playoffs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's going to be fun. Thank you.
I've tried to be good about it.
No, I know
They sneak up on me.
you've been doing great. So I do appreciate that. All right. So here, I think I got something I can share here. Slide.
Dun, 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 dun. Riveting.
I know, isn't it? Invalid. Never mind. I'll figure it out.
I'll text it to you, Aaron.
Which bear is the most condescending? A panda.
Bipolar bear?
A panda.
That's dumb.
It was a dad joke, though. Speaking of dad jokes, did y'all see Clint's post about the aprons, the United grilling aprons?
No.
No? Oh my
No.
gosh, guys. I'll send it in the group chat. They are the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
The one Clint's wearing says Nacho Average Dad. It has
Okay.
the sombrero logo that we've seen on some T-shirts before, and then one of them says, "I'm hungry," and then it says, "Hi, I'm Dad. Nice to meet you, Hungry." Classic dad joke. Classic. And then the third one, I don't remember what Lucas has said. I'll have to find it. It's good times though. I was like, ooh, I need all three of these in my life tomorrow.
So
Alrighty then.
this is a true story, by the way. So earlier today, my wife asked me to go to the store and get 6 cans of Sprite. I don't know what she was trying to make.
This is not a true story. I can already tell.
It actually is a true story. When I got home, I realized I fucked up. I picked 7 Up.
Yeah.
But I'm bum.
There it is, folks. We're done.
Where?
We're out. See ya.
Yep. That's it. That's all. Tip your bartender. Drive home safely.
Are you fucking high?
Are you fucking high? Are you fucking stupid? Oh man, good
All right.
times.
Hang on.
So singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it becomes a soap opera.
Okay. Oh, I like that one. That one's funny. I think you have to remove us.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. 1 second. I'm gonna remove these guys. Aaron, I'm gonna right here. This is Mike Azira's touch map. Or not touch map, his heat map, I should say. That's his heat map from Saturday evening. So, I mean, he for the most part he did, but you know, we do see him. We have seen him pushing up higher in recent matches. So he's not. I mean, there was one time a couple weeks ago where he was like the farthest person up the pitch, which I was like, why? Like, just why? Why is he in that position? But no, I mean, top to bottom, team played well on Saturday night. A Haji Barrieless Colorado switchback side looked interesting. I mean, Galena and Cam Lindley and those guys, they didn't really seem to have the flow that they used to. And I know that Galena had just come off of a hat trick performance, but it just didn't seem to be working. But when Aaron Wheeler came in, Aaron Wheeler looked incredible and put himself in positions to really make a difference for that side. But what I thought went really well for United, even when Wheeler was looking dangerous, was the play of Kalen Ryden. And I know I haven't said that much this year, but Kalen looked really good on Saturday. That's the best match I've seen from him in, I don't know, probably outside of Vegas, probably 2 months. I mean, am I crazy for thinking
this
that
is recorded?
I mean, am I crazy for thinking that this has been his best performance in a number of months?
No, you're crazy for thinking that he has had bad performances recently.
No, I mean he hasn't been incredible, but I feel like you. So what you just said is a true fact. This was the best match. Hey, these last 2 matches have been the best matches, probably of the season for Kalen. You took it a little too far with the slander against him. In my opinion, I thought he's always been solid. He wasn't superstar Kalen Ryden, but he wasn't a bum either.
I've never said he was a bum, but I felt like he certainly hasn't been the same Ryden that we've seen in the past. And he certainly hasn't had the kind of performances that I would expect out of him. But yeah, this and Vegas were probably the 2 best performances he had all year. So, I mean, I just, and you know, I kind of asked him about that on Saturday night after the presser, you know, try to get it, you know, what kind of adjustment. And obviously they didn't speak really to, you know, what exactly they did. But I don't know. He seemed a lot more confident.
Yeah, definitely. He might be feeling better. I mean, he did miss time earlier this season with a knock, and maybe it's just taking a while for him to get that confidence back in whatever the injury was, that it wasn't going to bother him anymore. And so, I mean, it's the best time of the year for it to happen, going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, top to bottom, team had a good performance. As a result, Harry Swartz was named the USL Championship Player of the Week for his performance on Wednesday against LA Galaxy. And then Christian Nava also got a Team of the Week nod as well. He's on the bench this week, so congratulations to those guys. Yeah, just a great week for you. I think it was a great way to close out the season. I think it's going to give a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum heading into the playoff matchup this coming weekend against Sacramento. Sacramento is a club that we drew one, we lost one against them this year. And the last time we have met Sacramento in the playoffs before, so I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. 4-5, Sacramento had issues this year at times; they weren't playing well. They did kind of play a little bit better here towards the very end, but I feel like this is a match that United could go in and upset the home side.
Yeah, of course. I think everybody we've talked about the West a lot, obviously, since that's the conference that we're in, and it's interesting to look at the standings and see that we wouldn't have made the playoffs in the East with our point total.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that actually gives credence to the strength of the West from top to bottom. We didn't have the also rans like Red Bull 2 and Loudon and LTD UTD 2. That's how I like to refer to them as that because it's a mouthful. And so I think if you put anybody from the West in that conference, they're up there with 60 points as well. But with the way it stood, and the way it is now, it's anybody in the West can beat anybody, I feel like, on any given night. San Antonio is maybe a little bit more unimpeachable there, but from San Diego on down, it's pretty much a toss-up. I wouldn't be surprised if the three lower seeds end up winning this weekend in the West, which would be interesting because that means we would have a home match in the second round, which is strange. But
speaking of, I'm going to stop you right there. If somehow that does happen and United does get the opportunity to host a home playoff match, it's not going to be at the Lab. And that is due to the Isotopes. I heard from multiple people on Saturday evening, both from the Isotopes side of things and United side of things, that the Isotopes were or had been unwilling up and through earlier in the week to put off the sod removal because that's part of their off-season renovations, is they're replacing all the sod. The Isotopes were unwilling to put that off so that United could potentially host a home playoff match. So the club has been looking into alternate sites such as UNM, which for this coming weekend I was told was going to be highly unlikely. They've also been looking at Nucinda, which I think is okay. Sure, it's got capacity. You could probably fit 15, 20,000 in there. I don't know what the capacity is at Nucinda, but it's just so far out. Like, I think but anyway, if New Mexico United does get a home match, they're not going to be able to play at home. So does that end up being an alternate site game if it happens, or does United just say, hey, we can't do it, and they go back on the road?
I don't think we go on the road.
Okay. Earl?
Yeah, I don't think we'll go on the road. I think that we wanted a home match, a home playoff match. Well, everyone else has except for me. Forever.
And now, Earl?
What?
And now? Do you want one now?
No, fuck no. No, I do not want a home match. Even though we won 2 in a row and we scored 5 at home, whatever the case may be, we've still given up that many goals at home anyways. No, I don't want a home match, and I firmly stand by that decision that we don't play better at home. It's not a home field advantage for us because we have a terrible home record. Maybe if we go play at New Senda in the middle of fucking nowhere, maybe. But the lab is cursed for us.
You think the lab is cursed? Okay.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Well, I do want to point out we are perfect at UNM this year. Like +7 goal differential.
But is that home?
I mean, no.
Well, like I said, maybe you had cotton in your ears or something.
No, I'm listening.
Like I said, maybe if we play at an alternate site like New Senda, I'd be okay with it. But a home match at the lab, no, I don't want it ever.
All right. Man. Jacob, you said you don't think they
Hold
go
on,
on the
hold
road.
on. Are you fucking high? sorry. That was when it should have been saved for Earl, but no, you had to ruin it earlier. No, I don't think we go on the road. I think it's it was one thing when we were doing it for safety issues, but it means too much to the team and to the fans to unfairly have to go to. I think in this scenario it would be RGV. Do you want to go to RGV? Does the team want to go to RGV? Fuck no. I can guarantee you that they would rather play this on Mars than go to RGV. So because of that,
Well, good. While they're over there on Mars, maybe they can get some of Romario's moonshots.
I wanted that to land. I really, really wanted that to land. But it just it didn't. So kind of like Romario's moonshots.
You should have
No?
just left it.
No?
No.
Damn it, guys.
The whole you saying you want it to land hit better than that did because there at the end you forced it.
It came to me late. It didn't.
Yeah.
It came to me, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's funny." I apologize. I'm high right now. If my employees are listening to this, I'm not high. I'm just on allergy medicine, which is kind of makes you loopy. But loopy and high are not the same thing. Somebody jump in here and save me from this.
He's on that cough syrup with codeine. That's what he's on.
Exactly.
He's on that grandpa's old cough stuff.
But yeah, United's back in the playoffs. The entire playoff field is finally set, and we'll get to our Sacramento and New Mexico United breakdown / predictions here in just a minute. I do want to run through the other matchups and get your thoughts. We'll do a little playoff pick'em here on the show. First up, we'll go through.
Is there a prize?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Jacob's nodding his head yes. Okay.
If Jacob's prize is walking in the rain for 3.5 fucking miles, I'm out.
It wasn't 3.5 miles, Earl. You're so dramatic.
Uphill both ways.
Exactly. Pause. No, the prize is pride. Pride is the
Yeah, fuck
prize.
that.
Just like my undefeated fantasy football team.
And a free Subway sandwich.
There's actually 2 and 6 cookies.
No, this time it will be for 1. You won't be as lucky this time, okay?
Oh, so what you're saying? You're gonna kill the power?
No, I'm saying I'm gonna buy you Subway if you win. That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, Jacob or Seth, go ahead.
All right, so we know Sacramento and New Mexico is the 4-5 matchup. The 3-6 is Colorado Springs RGV. This one, of course, Colorado Springs is hosting. You guys said, I think Jacob, you said earlier you wouldn't be surprised if RGV went in and won this one. Obviously, a Haji Berryless Colorado Springs does not seem to be performing as well. Interesting matchup. They actually split the season series. Each club got a win, both at home. So Colorado Springs won at home, RGV won down in Texas. Who walks away from this one?
Springs.
Okay. RGV. All right.
They're playing probably the best soccer as far as anybody in the West at this point in time. And Colorado Springs hasn't looked like Colorado Springs since, I don't know, the first 2 months of the season, probably.
Mhm.
I mean, we've been talking about their run of form being trending down because remember they were top of the table for a long time.
Yeah.
Up there above San Antonio, and then they've just fallen off since.
RGV has won 3 of 5. They have lost only once in their previous 5 matches. So they have certainly been on a tear here as of late to bring themselves back from the basement, so to speak, back into the playoff hunt. So, yeah, I agree with Jacob. I think RGV takes this one here in the 3-6 matchup. So,
You guys are drunk.
that match, of course.
Hold on. Earl,
Okay.
what did you see Saturday night that makes you think Colorado Springs is going to win? Because we just played this team, and they did not look good.
That's why you don't eat during a podcast that you're doing
Ladies and gentlemen, he
live.
is chewing right now for the audio listeners.
All right.
Now he's taking a sip of water.
No, it's not water. It's some sort of
Wrong.
blue. Yeah. Blue Fanta. It was a blue beverage.
Sorry, he is taking a sip of a fruity blue Fanta,
It's actually not fruity at all.
which was Earl's nickname in high school.
It's cotton candy. Which was my
That
stripper
was
name.
that was no, that was
after high
Seth's nickname in high school.
No, cotton candy is my stripper name on the weekends.
Fair.
So what did I see out of RGV on
No,
Saturday?
out of Colorado Springs.
Out of Colorado Springs, same fucking thing. That I think that they can still win. I don't know why Seth throws his hand like. Anyways,
Colorado's up there. RGV's down there.
oh, I thought he was doing a little teapot. I didn't really see anything. That's the thing, but it's because we played better. I do believe that Colorado Springs can beat them because when they played them, they were going through, when they played them over in Texas, they were going through their COVID pandemic within their club, which is why they dropped a shit ton of points because they had their COVID pandemic that they had to play without players and they had to call up freaking academy kids and had to call the guy off the fucking side of the street. I mean, if you could kick a ball, you're hired.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. That's good. We'll go.
All
from there.
right.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, dude, good answer, Earl. Good answer.
Are you fucking
That was
high?
no, that was the condescending Family Feud. Good answer. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
good answer, good answer, good answer, good answer. When everybody knows it's not gonna be up on the fucking board.
Yep, there you go. All right, so there's Earl's reasoning behind Colorado Springs taking a win over RGV this weekend. And the 2-7 matchup, San Diego and Oakland. This one here to me screams San Diego. Because I look at this and yes, Roots played better as the season went on. There's no doubt about that. I just feel like San Diego's in a much better place than Oakland is, in terms of talent, in terms of their run of late. Now, Roots did beat them 3-1 in the regular season, and their other matchup was a 2-2 draw. I just feel like San Diego is such the better club, especially right now at this point in the season. So I'm taking San Diego.
Roots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're hosting a fucking playoff game next week.
Okay. So Jacob and Earl are both taking Oakland over San Diego. Jacob, I'm curious as to your reasoning behind Oakland over San Diego.
Good answer.
Exactly. Oakland was in this boat last year. They came in. They had an upset in the playoffs. Very similar season this year. Started off absolutely terrible. Picked up pace. Picked up steam. We talked about San Diego's last match against Sacramento and how atrocious they looked with what you yourself called a not second-tier lineup against Sacramento. And they got their ass kicked 4-0. Oakland isn't necessarily the hottest team right now. They did lose their last match and kind of back into the playoffs, but I fully just expect chaos when it comes to USL playoffs, especially in the first round, especially in the West, because as I said several times this year, that the West from top to bottom is a crapshoot, other than like San Antonio. And so I'm not going to sit here and bet $1,000 on the Oakland money line. I don't feel that strongly in it, but San Diego I mean, we talked about it when we played San Diego last weekend, 2 weekends ago. I wasn't scared by them. And so that still resonates with me, or still applies. And Oakland isn't going to be afraid of them after going into El Paso last year, the best team in the West, and taking it to them last year. And then fighting and clawing after a terrible start to make the playoffs this year, even if they did lose their last game.
Yeah, and Jacob said it best. I mean, the USL playoffs is like the NCAA March Madness. You never fucking know what's gonna happen. You don't. I mean, for the past 3 years that we've watched USL playoffs, we've seen number one teams go down. We've seen COVID pandemics happen. We've seen El Paso go down. We've seen Phoenix go down. I mean, you never fucking know. So yeah, I would stick by my Oakland call because USL playoffs.
All right. So if you want to check out those matches, of course, they will be streamed on ESPN Plus. Let's see. The Oakland San Diego game, that is Sunday, October 23rd at 10 o'clock Mountain, not 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock Mountain time, Sunday evening. Switchbacks and RGV is on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain time. And we'll talk about this here just a minute. I'm just the scheduling again, the fucking stacking the matches on top of each other, like drives me up a fucking wall. Come on, USL. You could do like a full day of programming. Whatever. Looking at the Eastern Conference, you've got Memphis hosting Detroit City FC. This is on Saturday, the 22nd at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. What do you guys think about this matchup? Obviously, we saw Detroit City earlier in the year and fought them to a 2-2 draw out at their home stadium. How do you guys think this one plays out?
Memphis. Yeah, I think Memphis gets it. They've looked great all year, all season. And with it being Detroit City's first season in the playoffs, I mean, they are going to have some nerves, so you never really know. But with Memphis already being in this position before, Memphis being at one time the number one seed in the USL at one point, yeah, I got Memphis all day on this one.
Oh, Jacob is not there. Okay. So one thing to remember, Earl, is that Detroit City is coming off of a championship in Nisa in their final season there.
That's cute.
And
I remember when I played high school football.
okay. So and then in the regular season, they split the season series. There was a 1-1 draw and then a 2-0 win for Memphis. So and a lot of Detroit's squad is back from their final season at Nisa. So I don't think there's necessarily going to be a lot of nerves. But I do agree with.
So here's the thing. Yeah, they have half their squad coming back or 3/4 of the squad being there again. But they played a championship in Nisa. What's the average attendance in Nisa?
Well, at Keyworth, it's about 6,000.
Okay. What is the average attendance over in Nashville? I mean, Memphis.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. See what I can do that if you want to keep talking. But.
Probably more than 6,000.
No, I did.
No.
6,000. Detroit City is one of the best drawing teams
Mm-hmm.
in the league. I have Memphis, though. I'm not trying to argue your point. I just have Memphis, too. And actually, I'm gonna tell you all of mine real quick because I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta hit the hay.
Oh, if you got to hit the head too, I mean, we're not gonna,
No, I want to just do that and come back. But the adrenaline has worn off, and now I feel like I'm dying. And my throat hurts because I talk a lot on this podcast for some unknown reason. I have chalk in the East. I've got Memphis. I've got Legion. I've got Tampa Bay. And then I have New Mexico 2-1.
Okay, so you have Memphis, Tampa,
Memphis, Tampa, Birmingham.
Okay. And
New
United.
Mexico 2-1.
Okay. All right. So you want to go ahead and go? You're more than welcome to if you need to.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I mean, you can hear the pain in my voice. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
And I thought about not coming on at all, but I mean, I couldn't. Like, just to get sappy real quick, me and Earl, we lost our shit a couple of times during that game, down on the sideline, in a good way. And then after the match, we walked over to the supporter section. I was going to take my normal celebratory pictures, but they had fireworks. So the fireworks were like halfway across the pitch or almost all the way across the pitch. The team does their run and jump celebration going towards the curse. And then the lights go out and the fireworks start. And we sat there next to Yerzy and Moreno and Weehan in the vicinity anyways. Yeah. And just soaked it all in. And it was a incredible night. It was way better than Vegas in 2019, in my opinion. You just felt like such a relief and like you witnessed something special this year, even though we weren't, the best of clubs. We still had a really good season. And I think that the last two games are just the start of a little run here. I'm not going to go as far right now and say we're going to win the championship, but I do think we win this weekend and then hosting a match, I think we can win that. So I think we get farther in the playoffs than we've ever gotten before. And it just lends itself to what an amazing season this was. I mean, it's been up and down, in all of our personal lives and professional lives. And then obviously with the podcast and going to the matches and being a part of that, it's been something real special this year. And I think standing there with Earl on the pitch as the fireworks were going off, watching Yerzy just stand there and stare up at him, watching Sam just stand there and stare at him, just was a perfect ending to the regular season. And I hope it just lights a fire under them to show that they're not done.
And then we did our ring dance.
Yeah. That was fun. But in a way, I mean, it was still perfect. Yeah. Obviously, with the way my voice sounds now, wish it would have turned out a little differently than walking a mile and a half in the rain. But it is what it is. I'm sure we could have got a ride with Earl, or with Seth, but I just felt like walking was a better call, and we both paid the price for it. I'm sorry, Earl. But I wouldn't have changed anything about that night. So that's it. I'm done. Catch us again next week at 9. Hopefully talking about a win. And until next week when I see you guys again, someone will see us.
Later, buddy. Feel better.
See you guys. Have a good evening.
All right. Jacob is out for the evening. He's going to hopefully get some rest and get to feeling better. Early, we've got 3 more matches to talk about here real quick before we do get out of here. Next up on the list, Tampa Bay and Miami. Tampa Bay, of course, spanked El Paso in their regular season finale the other night. And this one is in Tampa Bay. Who you got?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. All right. Yeah, I think I'm on board there too. I just don't see Miami. I know we didn't play well against Miami, but I feel like this is a match that Tampa is just the better side, up and down.
See, that's the thing is we never play well against Eastern teams. Even New York Red Bulls 2 or 4.
Yeah, we look like crap against them.
We didn't play good against them, and they're the bottom of the freaking tape. They're the bottom of the freaking barrel right now.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. That was, yeah. I think it just speaks to us against playoff caliber clubs. I think that's what that is. Like, we didn't get the results we need against playoff caliber clubs, and we look like shit against the other teams, and still got results. So, last match in the East: Birmingham and Pittsburgh. This is the 4-5 matchup. These teams are neck and neck pretty much all season long, and Pittsburgh kind of fell off about halfway, but they managed to keep their form here towards the end. So this one's going to be, I think this one's going to be a fun one to watch. Earl, who you got?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay. I'll mark Earl down for Pittsburgh.
Oh, wait. Who's the 4? Who's the 5? Who's hosting?
Birmingham's hosting.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Earl's got Pittsburgh on the road. I'm going to go with Birmingham. I really like what I've seen out of Legion this year. They've looked really good. And they've got some really key pieces. Some guys that can score, some guys that can do some good things in defense. So, yeah, I've got Birmingham. And then our final match, of course, Jacob already gave us his prediction: 2-1 United on the road at Sacramento. United returns to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Earl, who you got and why?
I got United.
Okay.
Why? Because of the form that we've been in. I mean, right now we're 5 games unbeaten.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam said it best in the press conference. To win a cup in the playoffs, you have to win 5 games, which means you can't lose 5 games. We just did that.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could just start fresh, start over, and not lose 5 games in a row, or not lose 5 games, we're good. So yeah, so I have 100% confidence that we can not lose 5 games and that we can actually win 5 games in a row. But yeah, I got United 2-0.
2-0. All right. And I mean, we've done it twice this season. We've won 5 games in a row twice. So, I mean, we can certainly do it. This is, of course, going to be against the best of the West. So that's where the challenge comes in. Can we pull results against the best clubs? And, you know, we've seen United play well against each of these clubs. We've seen United outplay San Antonio twice.
See, but that's the thing is San Antonio is literally the same exact team we are.
Yeah.
The only difference is they won 1 more game than we did. It's a matter of 3 or 4 points. So they won 1 game while we didn't.
Do you mean
Had
Sacramento?
that been, what was that?
You said I was talking about. I said we outplayed San Antonio twice, and you're saying San Antonio. The difference.
Sacramento. Sorry.
Okay.
Sacramento. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harry. I did not mean to call out San Antonio. I did not mean to try to raise the Giants or piss off the freaking the Greek gods over there. No, but Sacramento is legitimately the same exact team we are. Had we won 1 game when they lost, or had we won 1 game when they lost, or won when they won, we'd be in the same position they are.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's where we're at. We're 4 points away from them for that reason. So maybe it was one of those 6 games in 15 days or some shit that we played. That's probably what it was. But regardless of what it was, we are right there with Sacramento. So no, I fully believe we can beat Sacramento in Sacramento, and it's gonna be 2-0.
All right, so there you go. New Mexico over Sacramento, 2-0 for Earl. Jacob's got us 2-1 over Sacramento. Yeah, I look at this, and Sacramento's a very beatable team. They really are. United's playing well, like you mentioned, Earl. 5 in a row, unbeaten. We've got 2 wins here to close out the season. The club is finally scoring some goals. We're taking advantage of opportunities, putting the ball in the back of the net. Defense is playing well. We've got the midfield is doing better. Guys, we've seen Harry, creating from all different points on the pitch. And so I see us playing with a lot of confidence going into this. Again, we're playing on the road, someplace that the guys are unbelievably comfortable. away from the lab. So yeah, we go into this against Sacramento's beatable. I think we see. I don't know. I don't know if we see Nico back on Saturday. I don't necessarily think we do. But if he is, that's just one more thing in our favor. So I have us going to Sacramento, and I'm going to say 2-0 as well.
The person I really want to see on Saturday is Preston.
Okay. Yeah,
I also
Preston
wanna
is.
I also want to see Reddy, and I'm hoping that them being held out was a tactical reason. That way they come into the postseason 100%, no room to say, oh, well, I've played extra matches, I've done this, I've done that. No, you've had time to rest. So I'm hoping that's what Zach was thinking is, hey, let's rest these guys and let's get them in.
Maybe so. I mean, maybe that's what it is. I mean, we haven't seen Preston in quite some time. We haven't heard of anything. We don't know. We haven't heard of any injuries. He hasn't been on the injury report. We don't know what that is. So, I mean, yeah, I think Preston would be another interesting person to throw in there on Saturday against Sacramento. So, Ratty is a guy we're all very high on, and he's not getting time, but that speaks to the quality of play from the other guys. So, a lot of good things to look forward to this weekend. So make sure you're tuning in to ESPN Plus on Saturday and Sunday evenings to catch all of the playoff action across the USL Championship. As a reminder, the lowest remaining seed in each conference goes to take on the number 1 seeds, which are San Antonio FC and Louisville City. So by the time Sunday night ends, we will know what happens with week 2 of the USL Championship playoffs. So Earl, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yes, I have one closing thought.
Okay.
It does require me to
while Earl is doing that, I will say that my youngest son's I-9 team is playing for the championship on Sunday. So we're cheering for that. After going 0-4 in the regular season, we had a two-game playoff, and we won first game. We got the championship game on Sunday, so that's going to be exciting. All right, Earl, what you got? I think I got to add this, yeah? You ready?
Yeah. Actually, let me change my speaker real quick.
Okay. All right, so this is a clip that Earl was showing us the other night. Jacob and Earl typically hang out down here at the north end of the field. You can see right down here, the north end behind the goal. Jacob sometimes takes pictures for us. Sometimes he does not. But as you'll see here in this clip, Jacob and Earl get shown on the national broadcast.
Swartz now. Gary Swartz had a brace in 5 minutes on the midweek. Looking at his goal total.
Right here's where Caldwell's asking, are you fucking high?
Just caught the switchback speed and snapped him a little bit. Forced the corner, but
There you see Jacob and Earl right there.
Justin Portillo
Earl without his penny on.
just entered the match.
No, I had a penny on.
Oh, okay.
It just matched my shirt.
See how Portillo does being his first action.
So for those of you listening, we are watching a replay of the 71st minute of the match from Saturday evening.
Goes in, it's dealt with. It looked like Anderson got first contact.
Because Jeff Caldwell has some pretty choice words for our gentleman.
Ryden. Kalen Ryden now playing the cross in. Ryden eventually concedes the goal kick. Again, score beats.
Oh, Earl, you gave him the ball.
I didn't have a choice, but this is where I got cussed out to fucking find a fucking ball manager. And if there's anyone in the club that's watching, I'm not looking to get him fined or get him anything like that. But if that's what you guys have to do because of club regulations, then so be it.
It's inappropriate behavior. They're supposed to get fined. So here, I think it's coming up right here, like in the 72nd minute.
Yeah.
I see Will Seymour staying on sideline, ready to throw the ball into play.
Pass goes to Dev right here. Okay, next one. I'm telling them it's over there. This is where I tell them to make them special in Colorado. And so keep in mind, it's been 3 minutes since the first incident with this guy.
Justin sent the ball to Brucey. Brucey puts it into the box. Dev shoots. Oh, saved. And saved again by Caldwell, who gets up and flips off Earl and Jacob. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. And I think the part that got me was the fact. Hold on, let me get this paused.
Okay.
So I think the part that got me was the fact that this went on for about 5 whole minutes. To the point where after the 5th minute, he decides, oh, I'm going to save this son of a bitch ball, and I'm going to get up, I'm going to flip this kid off.
Mm-hmm.
Which was funny, actually. I laughed. I
Yeah.
really did laugh. But then he did get up afterwards. So about the 80th minute, he starts asking about scores. So we're telling him, yeah, what score are you looking for? So we tell him some of the scores that's going on. Now that he found out that we're actual media, we're telling him some of the scores that are happening. And then he's walking to the corner to go get a ball or something like that. He comes, he fist bumps me and says, yeah, we're cool, man. Yeah, I don't hold a grudge. It's whatever. Life goes on. But after the match, he did pull me aside again. He's like, hey, man, let's talk real quick. He's like, I need to apologize for one. He's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's my last regular season match ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take it out on media one last time like I did when I started.
Interesting.
So I tried to get his shirt, but then his kit manager would kill him because it's his last kit. So that's why I'm hoping we do go to Colorado Springs. Because at this point in time, you, Mr. Jeff Caldwell, owe me a kit.
All right, so Jeff Caldwell has been called out on the show, on a show that he will likely never, ever hear. So don't be surprised, Earl, if he doesn't know who you are.
Oh, no, he knows who I am.
Okay, all right.
He actually told me to write the club and say that he said for me to write the club. That way I can get something sent out from him.
Oh, okay.
Still working on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That's our show for this evening. We have our predictions for the first round of the USL Championship playoffs, which, of course, are taking place this weekend, Saturday and Sunday across ESPN+. Be sure to check in on those. United does play on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock Mountain Time against Sacramento Republic. And we will be back next week, either Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I'll have to see because I have something on Tuesday. So anyway, appreciate you being here. Aaron, Harry, Robert, appreciate you guys over in the chat as always. And if you're listening on podcast services, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It all that does help us out. We do appreciate you guys listening to every single show. That being said, for Jacob, for Earl, for myself, thank you guys so much. We do appreciate you once again. And until next time, Somos Unidos.